Everybody, it's your boy FRE, dollar sign H Fresh at the Flyboy Way, dash THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. Now, this is probably going to be a short Jeep talk, and the reason that is because as I was grooving in the morning, taking my normal Jeep ride to work, oblivious of so many things, I was listening to my music, and I was scrolling through Instagram, which I'm not probably shouldn't have been, but I was scrolling through Instagram, and what I saw, I felt as though it deserved a little quick Jeep talk, and the reason why I felt as though it deserved a little Jeep talk was because of how outrageous the thought is of what it really meant. I just saw the president of South Africa speak out and condemn the United States for going and taking the president out of Venezuela. Y'all might not have heard me right when I said this. I saw on Instagram the president of South Africa condemn and talk about the president of the United States going after the president of Venezuela. And it hasn't even been a month yet. As a black American, I couldn't do anything but laugh to see how quick of a response South Africa had for something that has nothing to do with anything that South Africa is doing. And then I thought, I could do nothing. To me, I could do nothing but laugh. I'm like, okay, so y'all didn't want to speak out about slavery. Y'all didn't want to speak out about segregation. Y'all don't still want to speak about mass incarceration of black people in the United States. Y'all don't want to speak out about any of it. But you respond to the president of the United States taking Maduro. He's not the president anymore. He lost the election, but he didn't step down, right? But that makes it even worse, Kelly. That makes it even worse. Just the thought, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I'm like, yo, the president of South Africa, you didn't speak out about what's going on at all with anything that black people are going through in the United States, right? Cool, understandable. But you respond to this situation in a matter of days. Oh my God, if you guys don't see the beyond meaning of this, this is why I think black people or black Americans should just stay quiet about foreign affairs with the United States. Because through all the stuff that they can easily see on social media, through all of the stuff that they can easily been proven by videos, we don't get the same response as the president or the person who stole, or I don't say stole because I don't have to prove for myself. The person who a lot of people claim stole the presidential race in Venezuela gets taken by the United States, and then you see black people in the streets marching. Think, what? How much sense does that make? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. This shit don't make no sense. It just, oh my God. And again, I was trying to be cool about it because I don't really care, but I do want to speak on it. And I had to speak on it when I seen the president of South Africa. Come on, son. And again, the reason why I titled this Jeep Talk, welcome to Jeep Talk episode 67, why black people should not speak or care about what's going on against the United States or against Venezuela or the let's just call him the supposed Venezuelan president. Why black people should speak about it or care about it, they should just let whatever happens happen. I actually spoke to a bunch of my Venezuelan ladies, shout out, my Venezuelan ladies in Colombia. And 100%, I can't even say 99.9, 100% of the Venezuelan women that I talk to and that live in Colombia, that's from Venezuela, were crying in tears of joy about what's going on. And then I turn on the TV, I see people outside arguing with Venezuelans in the middle of the street. Yo, it's crazy, yo. It's beyond crazy, yo. This is what, again, that's why I had to make this and say, yo, black people, just be quiet. Mind your business, black people. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Let whatever's going on, do your research about all this stuff if you want to get involved, but don't get involved and just jump in there because you think it's something the United States is doing bad. Because guess what? The president of South Africa has spoken out against what's going on with the United States and Venezuela. But they ain't say shit about black people, y'all. Stop. Y'all gotta understand the deeper meaning. I know a lot of people don't do research. A lot of people, you got the United Nations speaking about this. We're talking about somebody who, I know it's useless, but I think it's a Jeep Talk. On Jeep Talks, we can have our regular shit, because this shit don't make no sense, yo. This shit don't make no sense. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. No one can make it make sense. No one can make it make sense to see black people out there protesting in New York about this shit. Oh my God, they can't be black. It's funny, yo. If it's funny, let me get to your comment, because this shit is funny to me. This shit is hilarious. It's like, it's so unreal. It's like when you see something that's so unrealistic and you're like, oh shit, like you really jumped off the building and thought you could fly. After like 500 people jumped off the building and thought they could fly and died. You really jumped off the building with full confidence. Holy shit. This shit crazy. This shit crazy, y'all. Let me see. Shout out to DJ Boston in the room, man. We almost at work again. Like I told you, I'll speak for a little bit when we get to the office. But this is Jeep Talk episode 67. Why black people should just keep quiet about whatever's going on with Venezuela and the United States. Yo, again, if I take it outside of black people in general, right? And I just say, yo, I seen people from Venezuela in the States tearing over other people protesting what's going on when they're not even Venezuelan. I've seen so many videos of people walking up to the protesters like, are you from Venezuela? They're from other Latin American countries, but the Venezuelan guy goes, are you Venezuelan? They say no. Are you Venezuelan? No. Then finally somebody says, yeah. The guy asks him where he's from Venezuela. Clearly you can tell they're making up a story. But black people, mind y'all business, y'all. Black people, mind y'all goddamn business with this one, man. This mind y'all business. There's one black person to another black person. I don't care if people consider you a FBA, an NWA, a tether, whatever you are. If you black in America right now, mind your business. This ain't got shit to do with us. And what you're gonna see in this whole situation is a bunch of other countries stepping up for something because they don't like the United States. Not because they think it's right or not because they think it's wrong, but because they don't like the person who's in charge right now. And if you get caught up in that, when none of them came up and fought for the stuff that's still going on today with black people in America, then you're proving that they never have to do it. Then they will never have to do it. If you start doing this shit now, because with the stuff you haven't even researched enough, the people in other countries will look at y'all like we'll never have to do it, because these guys are fighting for somebody who agree with them. It's beyond crazy, huh? It's crazy. And I look and I'm like, damn, these people can't have jobs. these black people out there protesting. I'm gonna speak for black people because I'm a black person. These black people out there protesting this Venezuela, trying to talk about some return Maduro. These black people can't have jobs. They can't have the time to even do the research. They don't have any Venezuelan friends, any family members in Venezuela. They've never been anywhere where Venezuelans at. They cannot possibly have it. They cannot possibly have it. It's not possible. It's not possible. And on top of that, they can't possibly understand that these other countries have never done that for black people when black people were going through stuff in the United States. Never done that. So to possibly even think that you're going to waste a minute of your time, a second of your time, man, it's got to be a mental thing, y'all. It's got to be. I'm convinced. It's got to be a mental thing, y'all. Oh, shucks. It can't be anything else. It can't be anything else. It has to be a mental issue. And unfortunately, at this point, I'm not even believing that it could be changed. It got to be a mental with some black people. It got to be a mental thing. Because, dog, how can you see the president of South Africa fighting for something that the majority I've seen in all the Venezuelans I know want, right? You see the president of South Africa fighting and condemning it against this, and this nigga ain't never. I've never seen this nigga any other time. He's never did anything to come and condemn the stuff that's happening to black people, the mass incarceration, the redlining, the slavery, segregation. Nigga, what the man, yeah. That's why I said sip your tea, yo. Black people on this issue, sip your tea. Watch how it plays out, because you are out on the front lines protesting this shit. This shit don't make no sense. Let me see. Kelly guy says people need to do their full research before voicing it up. Dog. It took me a while. Like, I had to really, I'm like, sometimes the news can portray things a certain way, so you don't want to just jump out and say stuff. But then as I go through my WhatsApp, and y'all know I got the Venezuela. Y'all know I got the Venezuela ladies all over. And that's not even talking about just the Venezuelans in North, because there's a lot of them. I got the Venezuelan ladies in my WhatsApp. You know I do. And when I see the Johns posting the tears and they can go see their parents can come see it and all this stuff. They lost so much stuff. I'm like, huh? What? This ain't matching what I'm seeing on the news, on some parts of the news. Then I start seeing the news matching with the. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. He niggas crazy, yo. He niggas crazy. The Venezuelan people are rejoicing because they're free. Man, it's tough, yo. Shout out to 215 in the building. Shout out to Chosen One. He said, I can't do that. Venezuela is an untapped resource. Passport frozen, pretty planning. It ain't gonna work that easy, y'all. It ain't gonna work that easy where they're gonna allow because right now, United States citizens, they are not allowed to go to Venezuela. They haven't been for a while. Some people, again, here's the thing. Sometimes you gotta understand. And here's where I understand people bring up the difference of what they consider a tether or a person from whose family's from another country. Let's say I'm from Africa, right? And I moved to the United States, or my family's from Africa, United States, but I have an African passport. There are places that I can go that Black Americans can't go, and that's why sometimes it differentiates everything. It's gonna be a while before Venezuela's back open. If I was eventually, again, I don't really have the time really because I gotta go to work. But I think maybe we'll have another conversation in the future about how this affects Cuba, because if you know Cuba and you like going to Cuba, this is going to be a big detrimental thing that happens to Cuba, because a lot of oil from the United States, a lot of oil from Venezuela went to Cuba to make sure Cuba can run power. And with the United States taking over Cuba and having an embargo taking over Venezuela and having an embargo against Cuba, there's going to be a big problem in Cuba. Cuba already was going through a lot of blackouts. Remember, even though I'm not building my legacy with the woman I don't have that woman. I'm still building my legacy in Cuba. But although I don't have the woman who I tried to build my legacy with or add to my legacy in Cuba with, I'm not really, we're not doing that anymore. We're still cool friends. And I still have other friends over there. And there's been a lot of blackouts in Cuba. And this situation with the Venezuelan and the United States, or with the United States taking over, it will be very crushing to Cuba. It will be very, very crushing to Cuba. And a lot of people don't see the back ends of what's going to happen to Cuba. And those are the people who probably need the most prayer right now, or the most blessings right now, because a lot of stuff. You gotta Richard, you gotta watch my Building a Legacy series dissertation to really understand it. 'Cause I can't go too deep into the whole Building a Legacy now, but building a legacy doesn't mean just with the chick. That's just part of your legacy. But it's just Cuba's really gonna go is gonna go through a rut. And I really wanted to try to get to Cuba. I still will probably get to Cuba, try to get to Cuba for a weekend. No, I won't do a whole week, because I think Cuba's going to be going through a lot of power surges and a lot of real things because of this Venezuela thing. So I will try to get to Cuba for a weekend, just so I can support the Cuban people, and like the people I know, they're helping them out, because they're gonna be going through a hard time for a long time if the United States really does take over Venezuela until it transitions to a power that can be, because people don't really know, like Russia and Venezuela are like the lifelines to of Cuba, because with the embargo in the United States, Russia and Venezuela are the lifelines. So if they get that cut off, man. But again, y'all, I just wanted to make this live real quick so I can tell black people, yo, just be quiet, just keep your mouth cut, don't get involved, do your research, maybe to help you understand things a little bit better. But most importantly, I seen the president of South Africa speak up about what's going on between Venezuela and the United States. I ain't never seen not one country in Africa in my lifetime. Maybe when slavery was around, but in my lifetime, I never seen him speak up about black issues in the United States. And don't count the George Floyd thing, but I haven't seen him speak about black issues in the United States. So yeah, nah, my black people, sip your tea. And this is Jeep Talk episode 67, man. It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why, just check out the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.